The Buffalo Bills traded for DJ Moore, and they traded a second-round pick.
It's up.
This is now Ribs, one of his favorite receivers,
his favorite
with his
quarterback.
favorite
Pretty
quarterback.
nuts.
Yeah, that's actually fire. I'm excited. A
That
lot
was
of
like
money.
when AJ went to Philly for me, man.
I will say, I'm
Damn.
shocked.
What a moment for you.
I am
You're
shocked.
special.
It sucked.
Won a ring.
I
Not
am
so much
shocked.
Oh,
It's just awkward
That shit
silence.
sucked for you,
I
bro.
am shocked and I am floored by the negative perception of this deal on the outside. A lot of people don't like it for Buffalo. DJ Moore has some metrics that are alarming when it comes to what he can be. And the reason why people are down on it, because I understand the sentiment, is that they acquired him on a 4-year, $98 million contract. 2026 and 2027, their values are guaranteed. He's getting paid $25 million per year. 2028, he has $15.5 million guaranteed. So we're talking about 2.5 years of guaranteed money for a wide receiver who's going to turn 29 when the season starts. He's going to be he's going to turn 30 during these guarantees. And when you look at over the past couple of years, his production has slipped. He's went from 8.2 yak per reception to 5.6 to this past season 4.2. He's went from 34% earned target share to 21% to 16%. So this is very much the Bills' belief. Joe Brady has worked with DJ Moore in the past in Carolina. This is Buffalo's belief that DJ Moore can be, at the very least, the 1,000-yard receiver that he's shown in the past with Chicago, and that will determine whether or not this was a good deal for Buffalo. If he falls off rapidly and he's a declining player, it's going to look awful for Buffalo, but they are banking against the opposite, and they still believe in his production.
Yeah, saw a report that said Buffalo's and done. So maybe they're in the Mike Evans sweepstakes.
They said
That'd be
Romeo
cool.
Dobbs was an option.
I don't mind that. He'd be better than most of the stuff. They still have one of the most expensive wide receiver rooms in the league. I think they're top 3. And if you look at the wide receiver room, you're still thinking this is
how
the
the hell
boy
is
of
the most
talent.
expensive?
Yeah.
DJ Moore.
DJ Moore,
Yeah.
Shakir.
Even before DJ Moore, they were top 5.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they were still super expensive. The Curtis Samuel
That's
deal
insane.
is a good deal. A lot of money, I should say. Yeah, a lot of it. I'm just imagining a situation where instead of Khalil Shakir on screen routes, you can kind of see DJ Moore in those roles, and that's what he thrived in his year with Justin Fields and a lot of yak and stuff like that. I think Buffalo does that yak stuff. A lot of that is Shakir in spaces. I think now you can think of a role where it's Shakir and DJ Moore as opposed to Shakir, Palmer, and stuff like that, who used to do a lot of that yak stuff for them. It's a high risk, high reward. Is that the phrase?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Low
could
risk,
be.
high reward. But
Low
I
risk
think
or
in
high
this,
risk.
No, I think
If
it's
it's
high
risky,
risk
it's high
still though,
risk.
because it's money. Yeah,
I agree.
I think it's a high risk, low high. You know what the fuck I'm saying.
High risk, high reward.
Yeah, it's a gamble. I agree with you, Joel. But you're thinking, I have Josh Allen in the building. If I have Josh Allen in the building, you can't get 1,200 yards. You suck. You probably aren't good. So that's the idea, the thinking of it. But I still feel like you need something else. I still feel like you need another guy. You kind of have DJ Moore, Shakir, kind of the same type of receivers, I think. Keon Coleman, like Cam Newton says, man, you better do your job. Like it's time. So they still need a little bit more. But you saw Dalvin Kincaid last year when he was healthy, really get it to go and it really established himself as a really good tight end in this league and continuing to get better. I think the offensive line is going to be solid. Josh Allen, James Cook. You just have to continue to make these type of moves. Because for Buffalo, it's always going to be the same story. We don't care about what you do in the regular season. We know you're going to win 11 games, the floor with Josh Allen. It's about what you do in the playoffs.
Yeah, and it's tough for DJ Moore because obviously he has the great year with Justin Fields. Ben Johnson eventually comes in and they kind of build their own thing with Roma Dunze and Loveland and this offensive line, and everything gets reshaped where DJ Moore was more of an afterthought, I think. I think for Buffalo, having success with Joe Brady in the past should be great for DJ Moore when he can be the focal point of a passing offense, because it has been Khalil Shakir, and Shakir will still have his role, but DJ Moore can just do more down the field than Shakir can. I think he could just threaten vertically more than DJ can, just went over the middle of the field more. I think Shakir is a really good receiver, but I think DJ Moore just offers you more just possibilities in the passing game to be a true number one for Josh Allen. And he won't be as good as Stephon Diggs was, but I think what they've shown over the last couple of seasons is it always feels like they're missing a guy because they miss on these free agent signings, whether it's the Curtis Samuels or the Josh Palmers, or your first round pick when it's or second round pick, whatever it was. Keon
was
Coleman,
first, I think.
first, right?
I believe
Keon
he
was
was,
first.
Second?
he was the first
I
round
always
pick.
get him.
might have
in-
been early
is-
second.
Right, it was second.
No, he
I
was
always
late
get that-
first.
No, you're right. It is because they traded the pick with the
was.
Panthers.
Carolina.
Yeah. Because then Ricky Pearsall went too.
He was the last pick in the first round.
Yeah, Ricky Facts. Either way, since they've been missing on these receivers, they just haven't had a lot out there in terms of pass catchers. Kincaid had a really nice year, but I think you just need to have something behind Khalil Shakir. And the
First
fact
pick
that,
of the second round.
Yeah, and the fact that it's DJ Moore, it's a big upgrade. I think he's going to have a much better year than we've seen the last couple of seasons over in Chicago. But I'm excited to see it. It's a big pickup for them.
Yeah, DJ Moore going to the Bills. I can understand people getting upset because they look at and see second round pick traded DJ Moore, and DJ Moore is not that same level of player that he was a few years ago. That being said, it's going to end up being a late second round pick. It's not going to be something that the Bills are really worried about. And honestly, they've not been able to draft well at the wide receiver position. So you kind of cut your losses there. You bring in an established wide receiver in DJ Moore. Great after the catch. You guys alluded to everything that I needed to say, but in regard to just Josh getting a guy you can trust, DJ Moore was one of the better options that you were going to get, or that we didn't know would be ultimately the decision for the Bills, but a guy that was available. And for Josh Allen, you don't need much. I think that Bills fans should be optimistic at minimum, because this is the Bills front office at least showing Josh we're trying. And that's all you can ask for, especially for Josh, who went and uplifted a pretty mediocre supporting cast. And Joel, you and I were talking about it before the show. He lit up one of the best pass defense in the league in Denver, and that was with Khalil Shakir being your number one and a quarter of himself in Dalton Kincaid, who we know the difference maker he is, or what showed to be this past season on the field for them. It's just a matter of availability for him. I think he's still their X factor ultimately. Whether he's on the field or not, that dictates how high they can go. But with DJ Moore, you just need a reliable pass catcher, and that's exactly what he is. Khalil Shakir, reliable pass catcher. But DJ Moore showed you he can play outside, he can play in, he can be moved all over the field. And I don't think that this is them saying, this is it, we're done making moves. But this was, given circumstance, I think this was a great move for Buffalo.
Buffalo trading the second round pick is a gamble, but DJ Moore, while he's not the same receiver he once was, number one, there's no better quarterback to play with other than Josh Allen. Maybe a few more, but this is a perfect quarterback situation. Even Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson. I mean, those are really that's only few.
He
more.
showed that Diggs, you could go to Josh Allen and be elite.
DJ Moore with Caleb Williams, rookie season Caleb Williams was incredibly inaccurate. DJ Moore probably is an 1,000-yard receiver if he has a more accurate quarterback.
He was still inaccurate this year.
He is a frustrating quarterback, and I think that rubbed DJ the wrong way, but also DJ likes to freestyle on routes, and that rubs the coaches and Caleb the wrong way. You saw the interception in the divisional round, and a lot of people put that blame on DJ Moore. Now, Buffalo needed this move because it changes how they could play offense, and that's why it was worth it, because last season they had the lowest average depth of target in the NFL. They only got by off of mesh routes and yards after catch. They didn't have any receiver that can vertically threaten the defense down the field, and over the last 5 seasons, DJ Moore is one of 5 wide receivers to have 50-plus catches of 20-plus yards down the field. So he adds that dynamic. Hell, look at the wild card round against Green Bay. Who caught the game-winning touchdown that was a deep bomb?
Or the regular season game-winning touchdown.
Is DJ Moore. DJ Moore
God,
adds an aspect to the offense to where now the Bills can send DJ Moore on those routes down the field instead of an aging Brandon Cooks. I don't think the Bills are done yet, but as I look at this current core of Bills offensive weapons with Josh Allen, James Cook, DJ Moore, Khalil Shakir, Dalton Kincaid, Dawson Knox, I think this is the best group of weapons he's had in his career. Now, he's had Stephon Diggs before, but when he had Stephon Diggs, that was really the only reliable receiver, and he had no run game.
No Gabe Davis?
Now he has Gabe Davis, was really solid. Big game Gabe. He's awesome.
Got respect.
But
him. Dawson Knox, not bad.
now, with the elite run game they have and the boost at receiver, I think if they add one more receiver, it'll really complete out the core.
Agreed.
Because they need somebody to replace what Keon Coleman should be. But overall, this was a much necessary gamble. And now the Bills' focus can pivot to fixing their pass rush because now they have receiver covered. And that's where they really need to get much better at is the edge rusher position. They need to generate pass rush, which is something that they haven't been able to consistently do. You were going to say something, Riff?
I spoke.
He's
Oh.
excited to see DJ Moore and Josh Allen.
I heard a noise come from
No,
your
I
mouth.
thought you were going to
So-
say something too.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
heard something come out of his mouth.
Oh, I was gonna say,
So you were going to say something.
yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Max Crosby. You guys think he's gonna go?
I'm praying
It's the Bears.
What if it's the Rams?
No.
you don't want that.
I mean, it's just I don't think they can pay
They'd have to
him.
trade pick 9 probably.
I'd
No,
be
not the
pretty
first.
pissed if it was the Rams.
13?
Um,
Is it 9 or 13?
Like the Rams.
oh, you're right. So yeah, it's like 12 or 13.
That being said, they could do it.
Chiefs are 9.
So we're in the play.
They could do it.
Say that again?
Philly, we called.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, we
You're
called.
gonna call about everybody.
The Rams can do it. I just think that they're going to have to pay McDuffie a lot of money. Like it's very hard for them to bring in Crosby as well, especially with Jared Verse getting paid soon. A lot of those guys that are on rookie contracts got to get paid soon.
It's
Could
true.
be- it could
Or you
be
just go all
Chicago
in on
still.
trying to win a championship.
Chicago.
Is Max
New
going to want to
England.
go to a situation where he's not getting paid long term?
Does he have a choice?
Yeah. Chicago just got an extra second round pick that they could trade for Max Crosby. And they just cut Tremaine Edmonds and they just let go of DJ Moore's salary.
I'll be honest. The only thing when I look at the Bears that I feel like I know the conversations about Max Crosby, but after losing Drew Dahlman, Linderbaum becomes a legitimate play for them. I think they just freed up $40 million.
Yeah, I think
maybe
that's
more
right.
than that. Is
I
that
think it was like 44.
so? It wouldn't be the most like that. Could be something that they just go and say, you know what? One of the main reasons why we were so successful was because our offensive line was so secure and safe. Let's just go and get the best available right now. Let's go get Linderbaum.
They could do both. I don't think that
Can
they're
they
gonna,
do both?
Yeah, they can. You know,
have a lot
Linderbaum
of
is
money.
probably going to $25 million, and then Crosby, you know,
40.
yeah, but I think they can find a way to make it work with some other cuts. The issue is that Linderbaum, they're going to have to outbid some serious candidates that have cap space. Like the Chargers have $100 million in cap space. They're for sure looking at Linderbaum, and they can give him way more.
Well,
than
the Bears have
can give.
nothing. They have no center.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
that
the
makes me think maybe they go
Chargers
just
don't either.
a cheaper route. They don't go to a tier 1 guy. They go for a second tier guy.
Dahlman played like a tier 1 guy.
I know, but they were only paying him like 9 or 10 mil, I think. Like you're paying substantially more for Linderbaum. It was awesome in his own right.
Wouldn't you think that it's a good investment?
It would be a good investment. The rest of the offensive line is so great already too that if it's between Max Crosby or Linderbaum, I would probably lean Max Crosby.
I can understand that.
They don't have any defensive presence really that screams at you. Linebacker is empty now with Tremaine Edmonds getting cut. And then edge rusher, Montez Sweat is solid, but he's not really a guy that's going to win consistently on a down basis. The defense needs more juice. And if they do sign Linderbaum, then it leaves their defense very vulnerable to improvement. So last year they relied on turnovers a lot. This year that has to change. They have to be more of a sound defense because a lot of the players that they had last year, they might not be back.
All things considered, I thought their defense showed out against the Rams, truthfully.
It's a 1 game sample size. I still think that their defense wasn't good from a talent perspective.
I agree.
They don't have those difference makers. Dennis Allen had a great game plan though, and he's one of those guys that can create a game plan, and that's why you got to give him talent. Because if he could do that with that, then just imagine what he could do with better talent.
I agree.
They're also both of their safeties are free agents this upcoming season too. They had I know they released Phil Edwards, but they're also opening
Nashawn
up
Wright.
a hole at linebacker as well. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot to do on that defense. Where I think Ben Johnson has shown in 1 year I can make this offensive line elite. You know, so let me go out there and whether I know that's not a great center class, at least on Dane Brugler's thing. They have like 2 in the top 100 and they're like the 80. So it doesn't seem like there's going to be anyone maybe with an immediate impact on day 1 or maybe even day 2. So find someone tier 2, tier 3 of free agency, maybe even sign a couple of guys, let them compete for the center position because everything else is so good there that I think you just have to have faith that as a unit they could make up for it.
Now, the one reason why the Bears are able to move off of DJ Moore is because I think Luther Burden can be a superstar wide receiver. His metrics among 102 wide receivers and tight ends with 50 plus targets last year, he was number 2 in YAC per reception, He was 5th in yards per target,
Love him.
and he was 5th in overall catch rate and 9th in EPA per target.
Should be a Bronco.
He was one of the most efficient wide receivers last year. He leads all rookies in yards per route run
Dog.
since 2014, I believe. Luther Burden and having Rome Odunze and having Colston Loveland, the Bears didn't need DJ Moore. Yeah, it's a luxury at that
He's a
point.
luxury for sure.
But you have Luther Burden who can be a number one wide
Colston
receiver.
Loveland.
You have Loveland who he can be the number one pass catching option in an offense. They have weapons in abundance. They're fine. And that's why they moved on from DJ Moore. Now it's about focusing on other holes.
It kills me that Luther Burden's wearing a Bears uniform and not a Bronco. He's
He's
in
great.
the wrong blue and orange.
Sorry, man.
It was right there. Jade Byrne.
Luther was taken in the second though.
Second
right?
round.
Was the early second though? Right. Yeah. It's like a top 40
It was a
pick.
no-brainer pick, to
It's
be honest
women's
with you.
history, Mo.
Shout
Shout out to them, bro. Name your favorite woman.
Rosa Parks.
Well, yeah, it's mine,
Letitia
so.
Everett.
Rosa Parks.
Rachel Velez. Come
Rachel
on, guys.
Velez.
Lock in.
I said Letitia Everett.
Oh, yeah? Real.
That's my
I didn't know
mother.
that your mom's...
Yeah, Letitia Everett. Dolores
I
Everett.
don't know. Okay,
Diane
that's your
Brown.
grandma? Shout out. I was going to
Shout
say
out.
grandma should be one, low key,
They
you
both
know.
were. That was Dolores and Diane. Both my grandmas. DD. DDB. DDD. Oh,
Nice.
yeah.
Two legends. Three legends.
Kelsey Dawkins. Breon Everett.
Is that your sister?
Cousin sister.
Okay.
You know.
Not your actual sister?
Javery Germany.
Shout out to Victoria Velez,
There you go. I was just locking shout out to all the women.
editor of Pick a Side podcast.
Shout
There
out
we
to
go.
Victoria's
Yeah.
right.
For sure, shout out to Rachel Velez. For sure.
Sure.
Thank you.
Oh,
shout,
shout
out.
out.
to Carrie.
Shout out to
Shout
Carrie.
out to her
Don't know
for
your mom's
sure.
name.
Miriam.
Miriam?
Shout out to Miriam.
Shout out.
She's such a sweet lady. I could see Miriam.
She is.
Such
Very
a sweet
sweet.
lady.
Nah, I'm not going to lie. Fitting.
Fitting as hell, right? Like sweet lady Miriam.
So fitting. I hear Miriam, I just feel cozy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Kiss you on your forehead.
Not quite
Everything's gonna
literally.
Be okay.
You want something to drink?
Yeah, sweet lady.
And that's
sweet
her to a T.
lady. Yeah.
Mr. Dells. How you feeling?
Feeling good, bro.
Dog.
How you feeling, boy?
Yo, bro, I'll be honest.
That was aggressive.
I gotta lay down.